I'll do
Oh, thank you.
Oh, we did agenda for you and for you. Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting to order at, I don't know, 4:11. Okay, so we're gonna try to get through this quickly. So as far as our roll call, I would like to just I can call your name, you can just say here. Latrice Johnson,
Here.
Johnson, Nicole Allen here, Keisha Parker.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Cynthia Rhea. I see her here. Miss Bray. I know Miss Bray is out. She's not well. Miss Hudson.
I'm here, sorry.
Okay. And Miss Hudson and Brian Gower.
Here.
Okay. So we can look at the agenda item. The first thing on the agenda is to approve the agenda. I think we do have to amend it to exclude something, the monthly professional, a monthly meeting with Mr. Ritchie has to come off because we did not meet with Mr. Ritchie. Okay, are there any other areas that we wanted to take off the agenda?
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Let me see if I can turn it. I can't hear very well.
So you're saying because we didn't meet, we're not approving
Yeah, we'll have that.
the minute.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Okay.
That's what I don't know if we turn this up. Okay, Mr. Gower, you said you had something you wanted to remove from the agenda?
Yes. So the item about my job description or role as a coach, any personnel issues are not in the purview of the PPLC. That goes to Principal Ritchie, and you need to address any personnel issues or conflict of interest, things like of that nature has to go to the principal. That's a personnel issue, just like anything with LSC, stuff like that, and PPC meetings, any kind of.
Okay, and I'm sorry, what was that area? What area was that?
Where you put down the
Which one? What is
definition
it?
of just my role and definition of conflict of interest. Things like that are not PPLC issues. That needs to be removed.
Wait, I'm sorry, I still didn't find out which one you're saying. And I should have maybe numbered them, but what does it say exactly? I'm sorry. What are you
I'm just
referring to
looking at the
exactly? I'm not
agenda you
sure
were
which
sent
one.
out. Did you change your agenda, or I didn't even get the link to this meeting? So, the agenda that you have, it has a thing on there where it says the role of the coach, and it also says conflict of interest on your agenda. Have you amended your agenda?
Well, we're doing that now. We're selecting
No.
those items that
Have you amended your original agenda?
No, I have not.
So it's right
Can you
on there
tell
where it
us-
says role of PPLC versus ILT, role of coach, and conflict of interest. I believe is what it said on the agenda.
Can you tell us what section that's in?
Okay, and I'm gonna put some page numbers on. So we have monthly professional leadership with principal. That's the first item, right? And then we go to page curriculum and educational programming, MTSS, school improvement, school budgeting.
Okay, when we get to that, we'll just not talk about it, so we can move on and we'll have to find it. Does that make sense?
And I would
Overlap
also,
roles and
I would also
Oh,
like
okay, I
to
see it. I found it. It's under school improvement. So where we say roles and responsibilities of PPLC, ILT.
personnel issues are
I
not
can-
allowed to be
well,
discussed.
I think we'll be okay with removing your role, but I really feel like it's important for us to know the role of PPLC and ILT as it stands. I think that is very relevant to get an idea as to how that looks and how it overlaps.
We already spoke about that at last meeting, and it wasn't an agenda item that none of these items did we actually say in a meeting to talk about as an agenda. But what I will say is both committees do the same thing. The CPS,
Okay, but I feel like
Like, one moment, I'm speaking. Thank you. The meeting was basically the PPLC, the ILT and PPLC do the exact same thing. And that is basically CPS, and the union will tell you the same thing. CPS created the ILT because the PPLC is governed by the voting by union members, and it is not under CPS control. ILT is, but they both do
If I
the
may
exact same
speak,
thing.
for the purpose of us not having a PPLC in the past, I think it's important that we go over both PPLC and ILT roles within the school. And I don't know if anybody can second.
So I think that what needs to be is that can be gone over when there's been a request for information from the union, and to have a meeting with the field rep about that, and they can go over that and give information. And I think you also said, Ms. Raya, that there'll be a training. I think that information,
Well, I appreciate your,
rather than us go over that here, I think that that can come out in the training you were talking about, Ms. Raya.
okay. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Gower. And I think that,
Oh, the other item that I think also needs to be changed on the agenda is at the beginning of the agenda, the agenda norms. In our last meeting, we did set up the agenda
Andrea,
norms.
please don't play.
At the last meeting, we set up agenda norms. They were not as extensive as the ones that were toward the end of that exhaustive list. We set up basic norms at the start, but the other half, we did not agree on those as a committee. And they're very specific. And I do not agree with them. I just think the basic norms are fine for our committee, and that we had agreed upon. The ones that were added later on, we never added those at last meeting. Those were added on additionally. And just basic meeting norms to make the meeting comfortable for everybody and not seeming like anybody is being singled out or attacked is a better way to start off on a good foot with the PPLC.
okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, Ms. Raya, or even Mr.